guys, it's Jake. So, I originally wasn't gonna say anything about this, but I mean, I remember doing something like this with C Clown, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this with M.I.B. So, if you guys do not know, the group M.I.B had officially disbanded today. Now, I don't think a lot of people know who M.I.B is. Like, I'm a fan, and I know that Onumania, she is a fan of theirs as well, to my knowledge. Just like looking back at her old video, I think she's like bought some stuff up there. So she's the only one besides me that's basically like a fan of M.I.B. So, anyways, I guess I can kind of give you like a quick rundown on the group. So they debuted about 6 years ago, and I think they were discovered by Tiger, JK, and Tasha. I still call her Tasha. I know y'all call her Yumi Ray, but I call her Tasha, whatever. But anyways, they got discovered by them, and then but at some point they ended up leaving to start their own label. I think it's like Feel Good Entertainment, I think. Yeah. I know they started their own company and whatever. But so the M.I.B stayed at the company they were on. So M.I.B never really popped off really. So here's the thing about M.I.B. M.I.B was mainly an underground group, but they had the appeal to be mainstream, if it makes sense, because I mean they've done music shows and stuff like that. They never, like, the group never been on, I think they had their own variety show, like I think this is when they came out with their second mini album, I think. I know they had a show like years ago. But anywho, so like that's the only, I think, like variety like the group done that I can think of. But yeah, it's like I said, they're mainly a hip hop group, but you know, they've done music shows and stuff like that. But like I said, they had more of a following internationally than in Korea. Like I said, that's the reason why like they never really popped off. And so yeah, I mean honestly the group has been through some things. Like before I think it's like sometime after the first mini album dropped or something around that time, there was a fire in their dorm, and unfortunately one of their stylists had died in the fire. So so that was really sad and unfortunate. And then I know they had talked about it in a song, I think on their second mini album. And yeah, so I think like their last release was like I think early 2014 if I'm not mistaken. So that was like their first full length album. So like they don't have a, I think they've only had like 3 releases the entire time they've been together. So they released their last release, like their first full length album, but then after that the group took a break. And this is when Gangnam, the only vocalist in the group, he blew up and did variety shows. Like he was on Pretty Rap Star, and he was doing like a bunch of like variety shows and stuff like that. And I remember him doing something where he talked about like at one point like he literally was broke, and then all of a sudden he started getting calls and started doing variety shows, and all of a sudden he was making all this money and stuff like that. So he blew up doing that, and then the other members started doing other stuff. So Ozeke, well, he changed his name to Zeke Jasper. He released a mixtape and like a single, and he did like songs with other people. Sims, he was focusing more on Royal Class, which is like a kind of like a crew of different rappers. I think the only people I can think of that's in there in the group is like Taewoon and Kitty B and a couple other people. I know let's see, season 4, was season 4 or season 3? Season 4, yeah. See, I think season 4 was when oh, I still call Ozeke, but Ozeke and Sims had auditioned for Show Me the Money, but they didn't get past the audition process, which was like really, but okay. But yeah, so they didn't really get past the first part of the audition or whatever. I don't think they auditioned last season 5. I don't think so. But and then Young Cream or Blue Cream, I know he changed his name or whatever, but yeah, like that's just basically they was doing like solo stuff for the past couple of years. So it's like I'm not surprised that they disbanded. It's just the simple fact is that like the group never really popped off. Like I said, they have more of a following internationally than in Korea. And then it's like the thing was, it's like with them, it's like they weren't idols. They didn't want to be idols, but they wanted to be underground, but not be it was kind of confusing a little bit. But like I said, they had the appeal to be mainstream, but that's not what they wanted to do. So I think that's kind of like the thing, like the reason why they never really popped off like that. But I mean, nonetheless, I really did like them, and I've heard like all their stuff that they released, and I really did enjoy it. Just like I said, they haven't really done anything as a group in a good few years. So like I said, them announcing that they disbanded was not a surprise to me. Unfortunately, so this is like the first disbandment of the year was M.I.B. Like I said, not shocked at all. Am I bummed? Yeah. But they did have potential to be, do great things. But, what I'm saying, just unfortunately, things happen. And so I think from what they said that Sims, Ozzy, and Young Cream, they're not renewing their contracts. But Gangnam's contract is over in March, so they're still trying to figure out if he's gonna resign or not. I have no idea, but yeah, man, I'm kind of bummed because it's like it's like to me it seems similar to like C Clown, how like C Clown had potential to be really great, but it's just they never popped off. Like they've done releases and stuff like that, but they just never popped off. And I was kind of hoping with C Clown they would do like an EXID where like a lot of people was like riding off the EXID like, oh, they're done, this, that, and the third. And then it was like either that or people was like really hoping that they would come back, and then all of a sudden Up and Down came out and they just blew the fuck up. So I was kind of hoping the same thing with C Clown, and I was kind of hoping something like that would happen with M.I.B, but unfortunately things don't work out that way, and unfortunately they disbanded. So I mean, hopefully they'll, the other members will release solo stuff, and I'll check it out. But yeah, man, like why are my favorite groups are disbanding? Damn, I'm just hoping that this year is not going to be as tragic as last year. Like, if people disband, that's fine, but can we not have it like where every other month someone's disbanding? Like, can we not do that? So I'm hoping that doesn't like continue on to 2017. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to make this quick, little thing about M.I.B and stuff like that. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.